So, Kairos, how did your mom find out about her dad?
She actually found, well, when she was 21 years old, on her birthday, she told her mother that she wanted to reach out to the father that she knew about that had never been a part of her life. But it let him know he had a daughter that was, 21. I'm 3 times 7. I don't need nothing from you. I'm a grown woman and all this. And it was at that time that her mother told her that that man that she was named after, literally named after, like not just his last name, but his actual name, was not her biological father. And that really threw her for a loop. And it was at that time that her mother told her her biological father's name.
Okay.
And she also mentioned that there was an older sister, but her mom did not give any other information. There was nothing that my mother had to go on to look for her father or anything like that. And so she just, came away with this disillusionment, this hurt, like, not only did the father that I thought was mine not be a part of my life, but the father that actually created me in partnership with my mother has never been a part of my life. And so she had this hurt about behind that, like my name is even a lie.
Yeah, that had to be
And
alarming.
it was, but the one of the beautiful things I love about my father is that he just sort of gave her something to hold on to. He
Okay.
said, "Well, you have my name now, so why does it matter?"
Yeah.
And she was just like, yeah, like I have a different name. It doesn't matter. And so she stuffed it down, but she just had that sort of gap, this missing piece. And
And maybe even yearning for the truth?
sure,
Okay.
sure, but really feeling abandoned,
Yeah.
really feeling like, that she didn't have a value even to the people that created her. So, and what do you do with that? Do you blow up your whole relationship with your mother who never told you the truth? Like, what do you do with that? So
Right.
she held that hurt inside of herself, kept it to herself.
Okay.
And, you know, 20, 40, 30 years later, she tried to do one of these searches that they advertise on TV. Like, you
Okay.
send us this much money and give us a name and we'll find people, like a private detective or something like that.
Yeah.
And so she spent a lot of money doing that. And her father's name was John Williams. And so there were 1,000 John Williams that came on this list, and not one of them even matched the location of his that she knew about.
Okay.
She knew she had been born in Washington, D.C. She knew that, at some point he had been there. And she just, that was a dead end. And then she was really embarrassed and hurt that she spent all this money on what basically it was the equivalent of a scam.
Yeah.
Just playing on her heartstrings and trying to do that. So then you fast forward to, I don't know, 2017, 2018,
Okay.
probably 2018. I gave my mom a DNA test as a present, like Mother's Day or birthday or something like that. And so she was excited to take this test and see what her genetic makeup was.
Yes.
If it would confirm family lore. She knew that her great grandmother was Irish. She knew that her great grandfather was Jamaican. And, she just wanted to see what was what.
Right.
And so she took this test, and she knew that my son, Judah Dwight, and I had both done DNA tests, right? So she figured at the very least, when she did these tests, her little family tree would have us on it,
Yes.
right? And so she took the test. Now, I, being the frugal person that I am, bought her whatever test was on sale.
Okay.
So it was a different company than the one that my son and I had used.
Okay.
And so when she took that test, they didn't have record of me or my son. And so she was like,
How can that be? Huh?
Right, another scam, right? Like, if you can't tell me I'm genetically related to the children that I gave birth to, how
Yeah.
legit is this, right?
Yes.
And she didn't understand different companies, different records, blah, blah,